Canada's immigration crisis. Why new policies in 2025 could force millions to leave. Canada has long been known as a land of opportunity, attracting immigrants from all over the world with its breathtaking landscapes, thriving multicultural cities, and promising economic prospects. For decades, it has provided a fresh start for millions, offering hope, stability, and a chance at a better future. However, this reputation is now under threat. As 2025 approaches, the Canadian government is set to implement new immigration policies that could dramatically alter the lives of countless immigrants. These changes are causing widespread concern, as they may make it significantly harder for many to remain in the country. What once seemed like a welcoming destination is now becoming increasingly uncertain for thousands of residents. The upcoming immigration reforms aim to address concerns related to labor shortages, housing affordability, and economic stability. However, these new regulations will prioritize certain groups of immigrants over others, making the path to permanent residency more difficult. One of the most significant changes involves the express entry system, which has been revised to place a greater emphasis on higher education, work experience in high-demand fields, and strong language proficiency. While this may benefit some applicants, it could also leave many others, who have worked hard and contributed to society, at a disadvantage, with little hope of securing permanent residency. Another major change is the reduction in family sponsorship opportunities. For years, Canada has placed great importance on family reunification, allowing immigrants to bring their loved ones to join them. However, under the new policies, wait times for sponsorship applications will increase, making it significantly more challenging for families to stay together. Many immigrants who had hoped to reunite with their spouses, children, or parents may now face the heartbreaking reality of prolonged separation, or even permanent estrangement from their loved ones. The government is also shifting its focus toward temporary foreign workers rather than permanent residents. This means that while Canada will continue to welcome workers in industries facing labor shortages, these individuals will have limited rights and a reduced chance of transitioning to permanent residency. Many workers who have lived in Canada for years on temporary permits may find themselves in an uncertain situation, unsure if they will ever be able to call Canada their permanent home. Additionally, stricter visa renewal policies mean that immigrants who have spent years in the country could face deportation if they fail to meet the new, more rigid criteria. These policy changes are already having a real and devastating impact on immigrants. Families like the Khans, who moved to Canada 3 years ago in search of a better future, now fear they may be forced to leave. Despite working multiple jobs and contributing to the economy, they may no longer qualify for permanent residency under the new system. We've built a life here. My children go to school here. We paid taxes and work hard, yet we are being told we may have to leave. It feels like everything we've worked for is slipping away, says Mr. Khan. Stories like theirs are becoming increasingly common, as thousands of immigrants face an uncertain future. In response to these policies, there has been a growing wave of public outrage. Protests have erupted in cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, with immigrant communities demanding that the government reconsider its approach. Advocacy groups are warning that these changes could lead to mass deportations, labor shortages, and economic instability. Many are arguing that Canada cannot afford to lose the very people who have helped build its economy and society. Petitions are circulating and rallies are gaining momentum, but the question remains: will the Canadian government listen to these concerns? Beyond the immediate impact on individuals and families, these immigration changes could have far-reaching consequences for Canada's economy and society. Many industries, including healthcare, technology, and agriculture, rely heavily on immigrant labor. If skilled workers are forced to leave due to stricter residency requirements, Canada could face severe labor shortages that will only worsen economic challenges. The housing market, which has been a key reason for these policy shifts, may also experience unexpected consequences. Rather than solving the affordability crisis, forcing immigrants to leave could create instability in both the rental and real estate markets. Furthermore, Canada's identity as a global leader in multiculturalism may suffer, as these restrictions limit the country's ability to attract and retain diverse talent. Despite the bleak outlook, there is still hope for change. Activists, community leaders, and even some policymakers are calling for a more balanced immigration approach, one that considers both economic needs and human dignity. Many are pushing for policies that protect immigrant families, create accessible pathways to permanent residency, and support those who have already contributed to Canadian society. If enough public pressure is applied, there is a chance that these policies could be revised to be more inclusive and fair. Canada has always been a beacon of hope for immigrants. However, as 2025 nears, the country stands at a crossroads. Will it continue to uphold its values of diversity and inclusion, or will millions be forced to leave behind the homes they have built? The world is watching closely. The voices of immigrants are louder than ever. Now, the future of Canada's immigration system depends on whether those voices are heard. If you believe this issue needs more attention, share this story, speak out, and support immigrant communities. Together, we can work toward a future where Canada remains a land of opportunity for all.